Hello, everybody. We are live. Welcome to Everyday Zen Livestream. How's everybody doing so far? Let's see who's in the chat here. It's been a while since I've streamed, I think. Must have been at least a few weeks. I think I had this idea that I would do it every other week. Let's see. Last week I was traveling a little bit. So here we are. Good to see you all. Well, I got a notification from YouTube that Jason Quinn Zen is live. So there you have it. I guess it's working. Let's see who's in the chat here. Cesare at 11:24 a.m. That's Pacific time. So that's about 36 minutes before the stream started. He always comments first. Hello there. How are you all doing? That sounds familiar. Pretty good so far, Cesare. How are you doing? Are you still here? Mr. Jet Mango, there you are. Thought I'd see you here today. Hi, all. We'll be here a bit working on something. All right. Where are you living, by the way, Mr. Jet Mango? I realize the streaming time is not ideal for many people who live where I live in the west coast of the United States, because most people are working. I know some people will come in during their break. And then I guess the East Coast, it's 3 p.m. People are still working. So usually people who come here are, let's see. Well, let's find out. Cesare is in Europe. So Mr. Jet Mango, are you still working or are you still here? That's the question. Lukasz, very good to see you. Lukasz says, hello, Cesare, long time no see. And hello, Jason and Mango. Seems like it's been a while, but then again, I didn't stream in a while. It's good to see you all. I miss doing this. I always think that I want to bring it back to a weekly stream, but I don't know how many people would like that. I had a dream the other day. I know in Zen we say, wake up from the dream. But then we say, how can you use the dream in a way that's helpful? So I had a dream that I was doing a live. So it would happen to be in 2 places. So some of you know I do this Everyday Zen series. Sometimes I'm out on a hike. Sometimes I'm out in the city. Sometimes I'm shopping. I had this dream that I was live streaming during the hike. So instead of recording, I was doing a live stream. And then I was live streaming while I was in the city or something like that. Hey, you know, sometimes things come out of dreams. What do you think about that? I'm just not sure. I don't know if I trust, you know, my cell phone connection very well. So there you have it. And also, I'm just curious, the people who watch live streams, I don't know if I go out of my way to watch live stream, I run into them, but a lot of live streams I run into are in that vertical, I guess like the vertical shorts. Like, I guess if you're watching YouTube shorts and you scroll through, sometimes a live stream will pop up. So it's in the vertical view. Has anybody watched a live stream in the vertical view, and do you prefer it or you don't care? All right, let's go back to the chat because it is things are happening. By the way, welcome everyone to the Everyday Zen live stream. If you haven't already, let us know in the chat where you are living. I will be reading everything in the chat because this is streaming to my YouTube page. So if people are on YouTube, they can't see any of the chat. Let's say that again. If people are on my Facebook page watching the stream, They don't see any of the chat that's in YouTube. And if you're on YouTube watching the stream, you don't see anything that's happening on Facebook. So that's why I read all the comments, unless it's offensive, but I don't think I've ever gotten one. I've gotten a couple of trolls, but not as much as I was hoping. The Dharma trolls are avoiding me. I think a lot of the times too, in some of my videos, I call them out. I don't argue with people, but I will call you out. I call myself out all the time. All right, let's see. Hashim's here. Hashim, very good that you're here. I'm happy to see you. How are you doing, Hashim? Cesare says hello, everyone. So he is still here. SS Talks, good to have you back. Thank you for being back. Hi, Jason. How are you doing? I think okay so far. I feel good. I'm not sure why. I'm happy to be at the live stream. I don't know why. Every time I do them, I say, you know what, I should do more. I want to do a 24-hour live stream again, but I think maybe when my YouTube channel gets to 2,000 subscribers, I'll do another 24-hour live stream. That was a trip. Some of you were here for that. All right. Let's see. Cesare says, I am fine. I will stay for 40 minutes. I'm sure you got to go to sleep. What time is it there? 9:07 p.m. Did I get that right? Chris Nash. Wow. I'm surprised to see you, Eric. Chris says, hi, all. Here we are. Thankfully able to join today. Good to see you, Chris. How you been doing? And where are you living these days? Oh, wait a minute. This I don't understand. Got to log off his credentials. Okay, so hold on. Let me take everything I said back. I am not Chris Nash. I'm Kevin Lucid, who I know. Got to log off his credentials. So that brings a question to my mind. Why is his credentials logged into your computer? Or is that his computer? Maybe you can clarify that. Hey, if you see Chris, tell him I haven't seen him in a while. All right. Lirasada, did I say that right? Well, I just bumped into this live stream. Cool. Welcome. From Finland. Awesome. Do you follow my channel at all? So sometimes we get random people coming into the stream. I welcome everybody. This is the Everyday Zen live stream. So that means if you have an everyday life, this stream is for you. I'm always curious how the YouTube algorithm works. I know they're always, it's always changing. All right. So Cesare says, well, Larasada, am I saying that right? Me too. Some time ago, I bumped into the stream, and since then, I joined the Quantum School of Zen. I keep forgetting that, Cesare. You know, some people I've known for so long, I can't remember how they got into practice. So you bumped into the live stream, but I think that's when I was doing it for Empty Gate. Is that right? I was doing a weekly Empty Gate Zen live stream. And so let's see. So you bumped into that and you joined the online Sangha. That's pretty cool. Tam, Tam's here. Oh yeah, that's why, because Tam is in, some of you know Tam. I know I've mentioned Tam in some of my videos. Sometimes I maybe don't mention Tam's name. Tam is visiting Florida. Good to have you here. You'll see how these things go. I guess these live streams are recorded, I believe. I never look at them. What I used to do back in the old days is, by the way, welcome to the Empty Gate. Oh, sorry, this is not Empty Gate anymore. Welcome to the Everyday Zen live stream. While I was thinking of Empty Gate, what I used to do is do weekly live streams. And then, of course, there's always questions and answers. So by the way, if you have any questions about Zen, meditation, practice, life, any kind of question, put it in the chat and I'll try to respond if I can. So anyways, Empty Gate Zen Center, we had these weekly live streams at this time on this day. And then I would, if there was something interesting in there, I would kind of cut it out and edit it and then upload it on my YouTube channel. That's what started the, what is it called? Answering Your Question series, I think it's called. But since I don't do so many live streams, plus I'm getting pickier as time goes on as far as quality goes. Now, if I receive questions, usually by email, sometimes people will put questions on my comments on my YouTube channel. Some people will chat with me on my website. I still forget I have that feature. Not too many people use it, but if you go to my website, Jason Quinn Ed, you'll see this little chat bubble pop. Once in a while, I'm available. And sometimes I'm not. So I'll take those questions. And then, I get in my little meditation room and I get my good camera out and I record it. And that's what how the Answering Your Questions series started. I'm not sure how this all started, though, my conversation here. Anyways, let's continue. If you haven't already, let us know in the chat where you are living. Cesare, we miss the trolls. Yeah, it's once in a while. It doesn't happen too often. Cold Water's here. Hey, Cold Water, very happy you're here. Indonesia, it's 10 p.m. Okay. Huh, didn't write. So Lukash says, indeed, 9:07. So 9 in Europe, 10 in Indonesia. Welcome. And again, just to be clear, if you do have any questions about anything, you can put them in the chat. I do have some teaching I want to share with you. That's one thing I've added to these live streams. So it's still kind of the same format. It's more of a hangout. Because, a lot of the times I chat with people. I mean, this is not like a live Zoom thing, which maybe I should do sometime. I'll think about that. People will send me an email or many people will make comments on my videos. And so it's good to kind of connect in a more live format, which this is. I still can't see you. You can see me, but that's not in your advantage. Lirasada, here it's 10 p.m. Okay. Wait a minute. All right. I'm reading this too fast. I'm combining all the chats together. All right. So Coldwater, Indonesia here. Lirasada saying, here it is 10 p.m. Okay. Lukash is 9. All right. Chris Nash is in Vietnam. Okay. That's what I thought. He was using my computer last month. He stayed at my apartment in Berkeley. All right. I better log off and log back on, right? There might be some, empty gate folks that might be asking about Chris Nash. I haven't seen him in a while. I think the last time I saw Chris was when I was leading a retreat in Boise. He actually came to Boise. I think he was visiting, doing some camping or things like that, but he's at the retreat. By the way, I am leading a retreat on, October, this month, 26th. That's Saturday, October 26th. Now, I'm going to be in Boise with the group there, but there will also be people in Berkeley, and we're all going to be connected by Zoom. And there will obviously be people online from other places joining the retreat. So if you want to sit that retreat with me, go to Empty Gate Zen. Let me see if I have the, I got this pulled up. I'm going to put a link in the chat for you all. All right, there's a lot going on in the chat. I'm falling behind. I'm sorry about that. All right, so I put that in the chat. If you want to join the retreat now, you can just set parts of it. You can set the whole thing. And it's basically going to be, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So it's going to start 3 hours. Whatever time zone you're in now, minus that by 3 hours. That's when the retreat will start. And it'll go to 4 p.m. So it's going to be 7 hours total. We'll be sitting and walking. That's it. 30 minutes of sitting, 10 minutes of walking. There'll be a little break for if you want to rest or eat, and then we'll continue sitting again and walking. I'll be giving one-on-one interviews, consultations. So if you want to join that retreat, check out that link. All right. Let me get back to the chat. Larasada, I found your video with Mato Moore. Cool. That was fun. Mato Moore Roshi was very interesting. He was kind enough to meet with me. I think I have, of course, my interview with Mato Moore Roshi on my YouTube channel is edited. If you want to listen to the non-edited part, I have that posted in Patreon as an audio podcast. If you want to support my YouTube channel and these live streams and interviews and things like that, check out my Patreon page. But I do have the kind of unedited version with Mato Moore Roshi. I really enjoyed talking with him. Very interesting person. Very sincere. That's what I really enjoyed about him, to be honest. John is here late as usual, but not as late as usual. John, hey, you guys. Hey, John. Good to see you. What you doing? Cesare says, hey, John. All right. Larasada, I was wanting to ask, how do I know if I'm not fixating while meditating? But I think I have a faint idea. At least I think it's just around the corner peeking at me. We can create all kinds of things during sitting meditation. Many things will happen in our mind and in our body during sitting meditation. One thing that often happens, and this is for people who are newer to meditation and people who are experienced, is they'll start checking themselves. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Maybe my technique's not quite right. Right? This is just natural. Human beings check. What's really important about all of these things, if you're checking, if you're thinking, if you're feeling something, if you're clear. And actually, if you are clear, you are noticing that you're thinking and feeling all of these things. But most important is don't hold any experience. Holding is what gets us into trouble. Also, the only time that we can meditate is right now. Let's say you're sitting for 30 minutes, and for 28 minutes, you are in a dream. What's wrong with that? That's just the truth. Notice that you're in a dream. Now notice your breath. Notice your mantra if you're doing some kind of phrase or mantra. Notice what you see. Notice what you hear. The only time we can wake up is this moment. Let's say you are sitting for 30 minutes, and for 28 minutes, everything was crystal clear. It doesn't matter. What about this moment? Make this moment clear. What's happening in this moment? So don't hold any experience, and then we're free. Okay? That's it. That's the wonderful thing about practice. It's always a reset button right now. I have a story about that. I'm going to pull up a video. I like to share things if you haven't noticed. I want to get back into the chat because there's a lot going on there. By the way, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Everyday Zen live stream. My name is Jason. And let us know where you're living if you haven't already. Also, if you have any questions about Zen, your meditation practice, any kind of question, put it in the chat. All right, I have a video for you. Let's see. Okay. This is a classic. You know, I made this video 2 years ago. It looks like people like it for some reason. All right, I'll put this in the chat. The title, maybe because, you know what, I've noticed if the videos have kind of like a interesting title or catchy title, a lot of people like to watch it. But it's called 30 Years of Practicing Zen Down the Drain. Okay, check that out. Okay, there, the link went through. All right, I'm going to get through the chat here. Cesar, yes, you were doing it with Empty Gate. Okay, that was a long time ago. But that's when you found the live stream and then found out about the school. That's cool. Larasada, I'm into Zen meditation. Oh, you can just say Lyra if it is easier to pronounce. Am I saying it that right? Larasada? Lirasada? I'll say Lyra. Am I saying Lyra right? I'm glad you're here, Larasada. If you need any support or anything, feel free to reach out. All right, cold water. I'm curious what the routine of the Korean 90-day retreat. All right, so some of you know that I teach in the Quantum School of Zen. We hold 90-day retreats in America, Asia, and Europe. So I've set 90-day retreats both in Korea and in the US. The schedule is basically the same. So I'm just going to give you the US schedule. It's very similar to what they do in Korea. And I've heard they've been shifting the time in Korea because they used to get up at, was it 3:30 a.m. back in the day? But the typical form for our retreats in the Quantum School of Zen for the 90 days goes like this. See if I can remember this. Maybe Tam can help me out. 4:30 a.m. is wake up. 4:45 a.m. we do 108 prostrations. Then there's a break. Then there's morning chanting. And that consists of a morning bell chant, which is about 20 minutes, homage to the 3 jewels, Korean Heart Sutra in English. So it's about an hour and so of chanting. Then there's 2 sitting periods, 40 minutes with 10 minutes of walking in between. Right after that, there's a formal breakfast. So what that means is, by the way, in our retreats, everybody's practicing together. So that means sitting together, chanting together, bowing together, also eating together. So we have this formal meal where we have 4 bowls and there's some kind of form to it that you have to follow. It's a meditation practice. Then right after the breakfast, there's a work period where we do some cleaning, some yard work, things like that. Then there's a little rest. Then from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. is 3 sitting periods. It's roughly 30 minutes of sitting meditation with 10 minutes of walking in between. Then there's a lunch break, which again is the formal meal. Then there's a little rest period. Then there's the afternoon session. Let's see, what time are we at now? It starts at 1:30. So there's usually 3 sitting periods, again, roughly of 30 minutes of sitting, 10 minutes of walking. Then there's, if the weather is permitting, we walk out in the woods for about 25 minutes, go back in, finish with some sitting, and then there's a little break. Then there's dinner. There's another little break. And then we have evening chanting, which starts at 6:30 p.m. Again, we do a lot of chanting, about an hour's worth. And then 3 sitting periods. Now they've changed it where we do, let's see, is it 1 sitting period, some yoga, and then another sitting period. But roughly that's it. And, you know, places in different locations, centers in different locations may adjust the schedule a little bit. But roughly that's it. There's interviews, koan interviews with the teacher, usually 3 times a week. Some places it's twice a week. Usually there's a talk once a week where some student will give an intro talk and teacher will answer questions. I hope that helped. Does that make sense, Coldwater? It's a lot of practice. I highly recommend it. If you have a chance to even sit a week of this 3-month retreat, take advantage of it. I think it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And I was fortunate enough to sit many of these 90-day retreats. And just for a little plug, I'm leading 1 week of the 3-month retreat at the Providence Zen Center. Now, usually they start their 3-month retreat on the first Saturday of January. So I will be leading week 3. I don't think they have the registration up. Maybe they do. I haven't checked. Check your calendar. But if you would like to sit a week with me, actually somebody did. I don't see Michael here, but Michael, who follows my YouTube channel, started practicing with the Quantum School of Zen, joined me last year for a week of retreat. So if you want to join me for a 1-week retreat in a beautiful monastery at the Providence Zen Center, that's week 3 in January. All right, let me get through this chat here. By the way, if you haven't already, let us know in the chat where you are living. This is the Everyday Zen live stream. My name is Jason. If you have any questions about Zen, meditation practice, put it in the chat. Non-existent. None is here. Good to have you back. Hello. Happy to be here. I'm happy you are here. All right. Lukash is saying hi. A lot of highs going on. Okay. Let's see. Chris. That's Chris Nash. He's a real outdoor camper. Yeah. I give up on trying to log in with my name, Kevin Lucid. So I'm just let everyone know Chris Nash here is actually Kevin Lucid. Are you sitting the retreat in October, Kevin? All right. John saying Cesare. I'm a little bit behind. I'm about 10 minutes behind in the chat. All right. John, I was listening to Jeff Beck doing housework and looked up to see it was now already. Okay. Lira Sada. The only thing that I feel the most funny is that when I meditate, that I notice my eyes are closed and I'm hearing my thoughts like I dream and I snap out of it. And it thinks that clear my wonders a lot. Let's see. Oh, you're continuing. If you have interest hearing how I found myself in Zen, was that my uncle told me a lot of Asian history when I was a child, and then later fell in love to Alan Watts. That's very good to hear. I was supposed to do, boy, man, going back in time here, we did a listening party, a live stream listening party where we got together like this and listened to Suzuki Roshi, or at least the reading of his book. And I've been meaning to do one with Alan Watts. I just never got around to it. Been very busy. So yeah, people ask me, should I meditate with my eyes open or eyes closed? It really doesn't matter. But I notice the benefit if I keep my eyes open. And there's 2 things that I realized, that when my eyes are closed, because I practice at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, I'll do my sitting meditation. And if my eyes are closed, I notice if I'm tired, I start to fall asleep. That's one problem. The second thing that can happen too is, you start hearing your thoughts. And for me too, I'll start creating, my thoughts become very visual and very kind of creative mind. So if I keep my eyes, like we teach in Zen, keep your eyes halfway open, looking in front of you about 45 degrees, right? Then I don't have so much of these things. And also if I'm tired, I'm just tired. So usually I recommend keeping your eyes halfway open, especially if you're a beginning meditation. Anyways, very good to hear your story. Thanks for sharing that. Oh, you're saying it fine. Lira Sada. Okay. I'm glad. Mr. Jet Mango, Lirasada, that's somewhat similar to me. First search on my own outside of my conservative Catholic family, then had a few experiences with psychedelics, and then found about Alan Watt lectures. Not too many people know that my teacher kind of fell into Zen, and what inspired him originally was Alan Watts. So people ask me what I think of his teaching. I haven't listened to any of his teachings, but anybody who can inspire people to practice is a great teacher. So Alan Watts is great. All right. So let's see. Then found Zen and then Zen. Okay. Cold water. Thank you. Sounds fun. All right. Non-existent. Has a rose. And Larasada, it's like I keep my eyes open, but I try not to fixate on it. And then the next moment, I don't know. I'm almost in a dream. Yeah, that's just our karma, our habitual mind habits. I notice, especially when you do longer retreats, you start to notice a lot of these habits. Like I keep my eyes open, like I just said, but maybe 10 minutes later, my eyes are closed. Then you notice, then I see the brown floor. Maybe 5 minutes later, I'm going back to my childhood. I notice it. Then I notice the floor. I notice the breath. Notice the smell of the incense. Thinking appears, we notice it. Feelings appear, we notice it. I even notice even my posture, especially if I'm sitting a long retreat. I start to feel pain, and that's because I'm sitting like this. If you sit for 30 minutes like this, you probably won't notice anything. But if you sit longer than a few days, you'll notice this. And so like, straightened up. Okay, 5 minutes later. Oh, that's it. It's really that simple. Just perceive this moment and respond to it. Make it clear. That's all. All right, let's see what's going on. What else is going on in the chat? A lot of good comments here today and good questions. So thank you for being here. All right, John. There are several Alan Watt videos on YouTube archived from being a California public television lecturist. I didn't know that. Cold water. My vision got blurry for a few minutes after meditating if I keep my eyes open while sitting. But I do prefer with eyes open to prevent daydreaming. Yeah, sometimes it can happen, especially if it's early in the morning too. I know some people don't know what to do with their eyes when they're sitting, because if you're too loose in your practice where you're kind of looking around, which increases stimulation and you start thinking a lot more. But you also don't want to like stare too hard where you're burning a hole through the floor. Because when I start to do that, then I notice things get blurry and get I get a lot of eye strain as well. And obviously, yeah, you're not kind of blurring out. It's always finding that middle way. The only analogy I can think of is if you're looking at a baby, it's a soft focus. If you have a hardware floor, it's better because I just pick a spot on the floor and give it a soft focus just to keep my attention here. If you have carpet or something, it's hard to do. Some people face the wall. That's a little bit easier because, again, you can just pick a spot and give it a soft focus. And, if that's not working for you, close your eyes. It's not a big deal. Most important is, what are you doing in this moment? A lot of people don't know that, what they're doing in this moment. All right. Michael, hey, speaking of karma, hello, Jason. Hey, Michael, I was just talking about you and how you joined Kilche last year, the 1 week of Kilche with me. Are you coming this year, Michael? I'm going to be there. At least that's my plan. I don't have a plane ticket yet, but I did tell them I will be there the 3rd week. Nothing's in stone until I have my plane ticket in my book. All right. Non-existent. These days, I practice chanting, and it's been quite helpful so far. It's a very powerful practice. Highly suggest chanting practice, especially if you're having a lot of difficult sitting. Some people have a very difficult time sitting. And sometimes it can be like maybe strong anxiety or something else going on. It could be even physical, where some people can't even sit down. Now, you can sit in a chair or lie down. There's no problem with that. But chanting practices, what I find helpful about it is it really keeps you in the moment, especially if you don't know the words. So if you're reading a chanting book and chanting along with either a chanting tape, do they use tape still? I don't even know. Digital recording, maybe that's what I should say. Anyways, if you're chanting and you start to daydream, you lose your place, or you lose where you are in the chant. Even if you memorize the chant, sometimes that happens. So the chanting is a good mirror for your own mind. Oh, where am I? Oh, I'm right here. Also, too, maybe if you have a lot of anxiety or strong emotions or thinking, you can direct all of that energy into the chanting. It's very powerful, especially if you're chanting from your lower belly. It's very powerful and can keep you anchored. So I highly recommend it. Usually some kind of, like this morning, John was there. Every Thursday morning, I lead a retreat online. Yeah. We got to take a little pause. I didn't sleep well last night. Didn't sleep well. So every Thursday morning, I lead a practice online, and we do 30 minutes of sitting. We do a couple of chants and then a short reading. That's fine. So yeah, very good practice. All right, let me keep going. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Everyday Zen Livestream. My name's Jason. If you have any questions about Zen, meditation, practice, life, any kind of question, put it in the chat. Also, if you just want to say hello, let us know where you are living. All right, let's see. I got to go back here. Oops. Okay, Mr. Jetlingo, don't forget to blink or you can hurt your eyes. Your body knows what to do all the time. We just get in the way of things naturally occurring. We do that with our body. We do that with this world. So yeah, your eyes will blink. Lirasada, and then sometimes I feel that I can't tell the difference between my body and environment, and everything feels so heavy yet peaceful. Again, a lot of experiences can happen, but what's really important is we understand what we're doing in this moment, what's happening right now, and what is my job. Whether we're sitting, whether we're chanting, whether we're eating, whether we're working or talking to a friend, because really this is what meditation is. Can we perceive the moment clearly? And can we respond clearly to what's happening? That's it. Now, there are some other kinds of practices where you go into different experiences and things like that, but that's not Zen practice. It can be helpful for things. I don't know. I haven't practiced that kind of style. I only move my eyes if I start to notice that things have shimmering or blurry to rest. Yeah, good. Mr. Jet Mango, there's none found that heavy and peaceful are just labels we attach to. Yeah, things are just what they are. Of course, Larasada says, of course, trouble of having language to try and describe something you really can't. That's right. I don't really attach to the, I'm going to guess that's word peaceful to it, as it's not the correct one. I don't have a better one. Right. Did anyone see my last video? I felt like I was, I got really energized about attaching to the words, especially the words of a teacher. What was that video called? I should know the titles, but sometimes I put them out and then I don't remember. Oh, teaching Zen is not easy. Have you seen that video? Check it out if you haven't seen it. Let me put it in the chat for you. This really has to do, what did I talk about here? This is, oh yeah, 3 things that are difficult, but attaching to the words really is the most. We all have that problem. It's not just a few of us. All right. Mr. Jet Mango, I love reciting mantras. Very helpful for me. Good. Larasad, 100% agree. Language is so limited. Even the same word can mean different things for 2 people. That's right. That's why it's like I don't argue with people, because my words, like I said in this video, are not it. See, if you're going to say there's something else, that's fine. All right. Lirasada, I am an artist. Do you mean like paint? Okay, I guess I should read your question first or your comment. I am an artist, so I often try and meditate through the day. And when drawing/learning, my practice in drawing. Wonderful. Good to hear that. I used to do that with music when I played a lot. I don't play so much anymore. I did in my 24-hour live stream. I'm going to do another one. If my YouTube channel gets to 2,000 subscribers, we're going to do another 24-hour live stream. It was a lot of fun. It was exhausting, but it was a lot of fun. AC Gomez, 1977. Hey, Jason, talk about meditation focusing in the Tandian. Okay. Did I talk about, I think I talked about this area. It's about 2 fingers below your belly button. Tomorrow's video, I go into this a little bit, but there's many names for this area. Your center, Hara, Tantien, energy garden, many different names. Supposedly, this is a place where we hold our energy. And what I mean by holding our energy is, the way I like to talk about it, is where our energy is balanced. Because you really know, like, let's say you're very angry. Well, at least when I get angry, I haven't been this angry in a while, but you know, when you can feel it in your head, you feel like your head's about to burst. That means we're keeping a lot of energy in our thinking, or maybe a lot of energy in our emotions. So by just simply by deep breathing, so breathing in through the nose, letting your lower belly expand. Again, 2 fingers below your belly button. When you breathe in, you should feel your belly popping out. And when you breathe out, and this is very important, you breathe out twice as long, and you feel this lower belly fall, retract. So what happens on its own is this energy, again, I'm making it like a place. The energy comes down to the center. Or as I would say, your energy becomes balance. So yeah, there's a meditation technique where people will put their attention on this area, the center, this Hara, Tantien. There's many different meditation techniques. Some people will focus their energy just on a mantra, or maybe some other practices, not in Zen so much. They may visualize something, or they keep their attention on their breath. So it's just a meditation technique that keeps us anchored in the moment, so that when thoughts and feelings arise, we're not being spun around by it. When things are happening around us, we're not spinning around. Okay, just a meditation technique. But it's important, this deep breathing, not only while you're sitting, but 24 hours a day, even when you're sleeping. This deep breathing. And it's how we naturally breathe as babies. You know, when my kids were very young, I remember my son when he was like 1.5, because he had this huge belly, you know, so when he breathed in, it was like, like popped out. When he breathed out, the belly went in. I was like, we always knew how to do this. We just forgot. As we get older, we start to get more in our heads. We start thinking a lot more. We start holding energy here or energy here, and we forget how to breathe. But just coming back to this original breathing, your energy becomes balanced. Your mind becomes clear. So I'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. Watch my tomorrow's video. I'm not sure what I'm calling it yet, but it's coming out tomorrow on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Once in a while, I'll check the analytics. I don't try to analyze the analytics too much, but it seems like a lot of new people. Let's see. A lot of people watching my videos are not subscribed. That's the best way of saying it. All right, great question. AC Gomez, 1977. Larasada, I mean, while I practice other things, I meditate. Yep, I got it. I understood. John, I noticed on retreats, the spot on the floor changes with the light and shadows through the day, but it's the same spot. Huh, there may be a lesson in there if I could figure it out. Yeah, good luck with that. But again, you know what I have to say? Now that I'm looking at the truth of this statement, John, there's not one thing that changes. I'll make that a video. Michael says, hello, Jason. You spoke of me. Am I famous now? I'm likely to do a week of Kilche. It is also an idea of a plan, and most people, I assume, I would go no commitment on with paper yet. Yeah, I hear you. Cold water, do you beat people with a stick when they meditate and retreat? That's a very common question you'll hear in Zen. There's a lot to talk about. I got to make another video. I made a video when my channel just started, and it was called something like Why Zen Teachers Hit Their Students. But I know what you're talking about specifically, so let's talk about that. So you might have heard in some Zen traditions during the sitting that there's this person going around hitting people with the stick. That's correct. Now, I could only speak for the school I teach in because I've never sat with any other Zen center. So I have no idea what other Zen centers do. So let me talk about what I know from my experience. So we have what's called a head Dharma teacher who leads the sitting practice. So that means they have first of all, they have a little chukpi. They don't use this to hit the students, but I guess you could. So they use this to start the meditation session, right? And then everybody sits. And the head Dharma teacher's job is to keep the eye on the time. And after 30 minutes, they hit it once. Everybody gets up and they do walking meditation. So they're leading the sitting sessions. Now, during the middle of the sitting session, this head Dharma teacher will get up and they'll go to the altar and pick up a very long stick. We call it the hitting stick. And they go around walking. And in our tradition, the person sitting asks to be hit. Now, I've heard in some other traditions, you're not you're not asking anything. They just come around. If they notice you're sleeping, they come over and hit you. Now, I only know that because that's what somebody told me. I can't verify that. Maybe someone else can verify that in the chat. But I do notice when you're sitting 3 days, well, it could be less than that. But for me, it's like that third day, if I'm sitting a week or if I'm sitting longer than a week, I get a lot of pain in my upper back. And so people, when they're sitting and they see this head Dharma teacher come by with the long stick that can hold their hands up like this, that gives the signal to the head Dharma teacher that you want to be hit. And then when you're sitting, you bow, and then you fold your arms and you kind of lean over, and the head Dharma teacher will hit you twice on the back. Boom, 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 just on the edge of the spine. And it really relieves this tension that you may be experiencing while sitting. Some people may have it in their shoulders. So they'll just lean over and the head Dharma teacher will hit boom, 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 boom to relieve the tension in the shoulders. Some people are struggling keeping awake during retreat. They may want to be hit to help them wake up, because that snap can help kind of energize you. Okay, that's how we use the hitting stick in the school I teach in, the Quantum School of Zen. You have to let the head Dharma teacher know that you want to be hit. Okay? I can't speak for other traditions, but that's how we use it. All right. Let me cruise through this because we're almost at the end of this. Mr. Jet Mango, fame is quite a drug. Yeah, it's one of the 5 desires. I'm getting a lot of video ideas as I'm talking to you all. Sex, food, sleep, money, and fame. But fame doesn't mean just like wanting to be famous, but wanting to be recognized. Please recognize me. And it's probably one of the biggest desires. Is it good or bad? Neither. If you're attached to fame, you'll have a problem. If you use it, perhaps you can use it to help. All right, John, Michael, you were famous before. John, that might be worth 800 ghost accounts. Okay. AC Gomez, 1978. Thank you, Jason. You're welcome. Lyra Sada, a lot of it. Thanks for how society feels hostile to people who are not in their head thinking of every decision like it was life or death with 100% focus at all times. One thing, while I start doing belly breathing, I suddenly become aware of my heartbeat. So much it distracts me from breathing. Yeah, that used to happen to me too. Like it's amazing what the mind can hold on to. It's like a leech almost, sucking the blood out of you. That's why we have tools. So maybe you put your focus on a mantra or a phrase, or maybe you put your focus on what you're seeing, things like that. Michael, I've seen Hyangaksanim use the Chukpi to hit students. I used it with the meditation class, and it was hilarious watching the worry turn to humor as each person was loudly hit. Lessons on assumptions. Yeah, so Hyangaksanim got that from Korea. Korea, they have this Chukpi, but it's much bigger than this. It's not big as the hitting stick. That could be, I don't know, 3 feet. You can't see my arms right now. But in Korea, the Chukpi is a little bit bigger than this. And so the Chukpi that they use for signaling, walking meditation, and sitting is also something they use to hit the students. That's where you got that from. He spent a lot of time in Korea. I noticed a lot of people like that interview with him that I did. Did anyone see that? The interview with Hyangaksanim? It's one of my most popular videos. I don't know how these things work on YouTube. Hey, Squire's here. Hey, Squire, good to see you. It's true. I've been hit without asking. Okay. Either so it was helpful. Yeah, for some people it's helpful. There's a lot of different styles of practicing for different kinds of minds. For some people it works. For some people it doesn't. So I would like to sit in another tradition just to see how it is. Cold water. Thank you. You're welcome. Lirasada. But if I focus on something, I forget breathing. Happens often when I draw and suddenly I realize that I'm lightheaded. Yeah, there's different kinds of meditation practice. And I don't know if I have time to get into it right now since we've got to leave pretty soon. I made a video called, check this out. It's something like the difference between clear mind meditation and samadhi meditation. So if you haven't seen that video, here, let me look it up. I'll put this in the chat for you, Larasada, so you can check it out. Aha. You know what? I think this video actually was inspired by Mato Moroshi, or at least a comment by Mato Moroshi. All right. All right. So check this video out. And if it was helpful, let me know. You can put it in the comments. I do read all my comments, by the way, in my videos. And I respond to most. All right. So Lyrisada, have a good day. Good night. Yeah, thank you so much. All right. So right, Jet Mango has a good tip. All right, I'm going to leave you with a reading before we go. Is that okay? This is from the koan book called The Whole World is a Single Flower. 365 koans for everyday life with questions and commentary. This one's called The Correct Way, Truth, and Correct Life. During a Dharma talk at the Lexington Zen Center, Zen Master Sung Song said to the assembly, in the Bible, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Zen also says that if you attain your true self, then you attain the correct way, truth, and correct life. So what is the correct way? A student asked Zen Master Sung Song. Why do you eat every day? Only for your body? Because of personal desire? Only for you? That is the same as being an animal. On the other hand, if your eating is for all beings, then your life and direction are clear. The name for that is correct way. Then what is truth? The student asked. If you attain the true way, your mind is clear like space. Then when you see and hear clearly, everything is truth. So what is correct life? The student asked. Zen Master Sung Song said, if you attain the truth, then you must correctly function as truth by keeping correct situation, correct relationship, and correct function moment to moment. The names for this are great love, great compassion, or the great bodhisattva way. This is correct life. The student bowed and said, thank you very much. Now, there's a lot of questions in here, and if you want to have a koan interview with me, I can ask you these, but I'll just read the commentary for now. The student goes to school. The army serves the country, and the teacher works for all students. The dog is barking, woof, woof. The rooster is crowing, cock-a-doodle-doo. Each one understands its job. What is your job? You must remember, when you are hungry, just eat. When someone else is hungry, give them food. Then you attain the correct way, truth, and correct life. So this really points to the practicing, or how to practice meditation. So we're practicing with the clear mind, and then the direction of the meditation. So he was saying, why do you eat every day? If you're eating just for yourself, you're like an animal. And people say, well, aren't humans animals? Yes, that's true. They are. But there's something very unique about a human being that's different from all of the other animals. Name one animal that can destroy this world. No other animal can do that except a human being. What animal can create these amazing scientific technologies and discoveries to help this world? No animal can do that. It's not to say humans are better. It just means that human beings have a job, just like a cat has its job. A bird has its job. A cow has its own job, and they understand their job. But we forget our job because we're so caught up into our thinking. We disconnect ourselves from the rest of this world, so we feel out of sorts. We feel confused. We don't know what to do. Then our actions are not clear. So meditation, Zen meditation, Buddhist meditation means waking up to this human being condition and using that to do something helpful. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and there was a lot of good comments and questions. I really appreciate all of you. If you want to support my YouTube channel, consider joining us on Patreon. I did put the link down below, I believe. Let me do that now. This help keeps everything going. And everyone in here who is already supporting on Patreon, thank you so much. And don't forget your job. And remember, the only time you can do it is right now.